Hello and welcome to our English news edition broadcast to you from Canal, Algérie. First, to the headlines. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, sends official invitations to the Palestinian and Egyptian presidents, respectively Mahmoud Abbas and Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, to take part in the Arab League summit due to be hosted by Algeria. The Arab League Council highlights the high expectations of the Arab world concerning the holding of the summit in Algeria. And preparations are in full swing to ensure the success of introducing English in primary schools starting from the upcoming academic year. Morocco is severely castigated by UN reports concerning a chaotic socio-economic situation marked by malnutrition among citizens and a large cannabis production and trafficking. Good evening, those were today's headlines. First, our news, and upon his arrival in Cairo on Monday, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad, Ramtal Amamra, was received by the President of the State of Palestine, Mahmoud Abbas, to whom he handed an invitation sent by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, to take part in the proceedings of the 31st session of the Arab League Summit slated for the 1st and 2nd of November. Ramtal Amamra reiterated Algeria's commitment in supporting the legitimate rights of the brotherly Palestinian people, as well as its inspiration drawn from Palestine's active role in the success of this important Arab event. For his part, President Mahmoud Abbas thanked his brother, the President of the Republic, for his unwavering support for the Palestinian cause, while expressing his pride in the fact that Palestine is the first country to be officially invited to participate in this summit. Let us now have a listen to the statement made by the head of the Algerian diplomacy.
أولا السلام عليكم. كان لي شرف وسعدت بلقاء فخامة الرئيس محمود عباس.
I had the honor to meet President Mahmoud Abbas. My first mission was to meet the Palestinian President and hand him the invitation from the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, to take part in the proceedings of the 31st Arab Summit to be held in Algiers on the 1st and 2nd of November. For his part, the Palestinian President expressed his determination to participate in the summit and contribute to its success. As you know, the Palestinian cause is the main cause of all Arabs and will be at the heart of the joint Arab action. This summit will witness a major success on account of Algeria's will to close the Arab ranks around the fair Palestinian cause.
Capacity as a special envoy of the President of the Republic, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ramtal Amamra, was received on Tuesday by the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, to whom he handed an invitation sent by the President of the Republic to participate in the proceedings of the 31st edition of the Arab Summit due to be held in Algiers. For his part, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi hailed Algeria's efforts to make a success out of this next Arab Summit. He also reiterated his willingness to personally participate in supporting these efforts in order to meet the aspirations of the Arab peoples. And in other news, the ordinary session of the foreign ministers of the Arab League was held on Tuesday, and during which the League's Secretary General affirmed the capacity of the Arab world to face up to the current challenges. Let us now have a listen to Ahmed Abu al-Ghayth.
Despite the crisis and challenges it faces, the Arab world is still capable of meeting the challenges as a solid and united regional nation. We are confident regarding the upcoming Arab Summit, which will be held in Algiers, the capital, on November 1st, and we hope that it will constitute an important step for the common Arab nation, and that it will open up further prospects to close the Arab ranks and achieve the Arab unity.
In another development, the President of the European Council, Charles Michel, ended his visit to Algeria. He was seen off at the Houari Boumediene International Airport here in Algiers by the Prime Minister Ayman Ben Abdelrahman. Moving on to the parliamentary activity, the President of the National People's Assembly, Ibrahim Boughali, received on Tuesday a delegation of the National Association of Road Safety, an audience during which road traffic accidents and the means to fight against this phenomena was the heart of the discussions. In other news, the President of the National Independent Authority for Elections, Mohamed Sharfi, held a press conference during which he returned on the last data of the electoral event of October 15th. Mohamed Sharfi announced the withdrawal of 53 forms for 90 seats. 38 out of the 53 were filed by political parties and 15 by independent candidates. Mohamed Sharfi also revealed that the official kickoff of the electoral campaign is slated for September the 22nd. And concerning national education and to ensure the success of introducing English in primary schools, a training is granted to the English teachers recently hired in several provinces of the country, starting from the 8th until the 19th of the current month. Story by Melissa Kabash.
The National Education Directorate of Iran Province has witnessed a large number of candidates for primary school English teachers' position for the new school year 2022-2023. I applied for the position of teacher and thank God I got accepted. I've been waiting this for a long time. We are happy and satisfied. Learning English is very good for children in primary school. The President's decision concerning English was highly appreciated by citizens, as it is the case for Bakhta, who finally got the position and will benefit from a teacher's training after a long wait. I've been jobless since 2016. Now I am very happy to be chosen as a teacher. This is the penultimate step. The final candidate selected will benefit from a 10-day training starting from next Thursday. No less than 5,000 applicants will be hired as primary school English teachers, knowing that the province of Oran is offering 175 job positions.
In a different context, the unprecedented economic and social crisis in Morocco was pointed out by the latest UN Food and Nutrition report, which highlighted several malnutrition hitting more than 2 million people in the country. More details with Melissa Kabash.
As we can see in this footage, a real chaos is on for some vegetables, which is unfortunately the daily life of a Moroccan citizen who is deprived from life basic needs and is suffering from not only poverty but from starvation due to the high cost of living and the absurd price hike. According to the last report of the United Nations organization related to foodstuffs, more than 2 million people suffer from malnutrition in Morocco. The food insecurity rate out of the population total has reached 9.7% over the past years, about 3.6 million people against 6% between 2014 and 2016. Moroccans are going through the worst economic crisis. In this country where corruption keeps spreading, the people aren't giving up and are maintaining their position by denouncing the social injustice and their terrible living conditions, despite the strategy adopted by their government.
وما ديالناش باش نعيشوا وكيقول لك سير تكري كيقول لك سير تكري كيقول لك سير تكري اخويا انا دابا راه كنتمناو ما نموت كنتمناو الموت من عند الله اللهم تموت ولا تبقى عايش فين تمشي تكري فين علاش تكري 1500 درهم اصاحبي وكيقول لك عندك 3 الاولاد ما ندخلكش اخويا ما ندخلكش اخويا ما عنديش فين نمشي واش نسكن في الغابة الناس مشاو للغابة وتكرفسوا ليهم على عيالاتهم.
the country's situation is far from improving. A radical change and a decent life are the main demands of Moroccans, who will pursue their fight until their demands are satisfied.
Still with Morocco, with another UN report which ranked this country at the top of the world's main cannabis producers over the past 10 years. The report also denounced the involvement of the Moroccan authorities in the trafficking of this substance. More insights with Ines Kilo.
Morocco in a bad situation. The leading cannabis producing and exporting country will have broken all records. The World Report on Drugs published by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime is damning as it names Morocco as the African country in terms of importance of cannabis cultivation during the 2010-2020 decade, and denounces the involvement of several political and military personalities in major trafficking. The report states that the latter have become rich thanks to the thousands of hectares of hashish cultivated. Complicit in this trafficking, the forces of the Makhzen are not left out, since they are also accused of a blind eye to these operations, in particular to cover up the senior figures in the regime. Being the main country of origin and departure of cannabis, Morocco remains the main supplier of drugs to Europe, with Spain as a bonus. Thousands of Moroccan families are involved of cannabis cultivation, which is concentrated in the north of the country. The environmental impact is also highlighted in the report, as it relies on the extensive use of synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. The consequences are tangible, to say the least, with deforestation and water shortages. These shortages have not failed to affect the agricultural sector, thereby aggravating the social crisis that has shaken the neighboring country for almost a year. The cannabis production and the export of cannabis resin, which swamps North Africa and even Central Europe, is the trademark of a country that has been suffering setbacks for several months, a regime besieged from all sides and has lost all its credibility on the international scene, especially since the normalization of its relations with the Zionist entity, the shameful attitude towards the aggression against Gaza, and the exactions committed daily by the Moroccan occupier in the Sahrawi territories.
Back to our national news, and we wrap up our today's edition with Bijaya province, which is hosting the first edition of Culinary Arts, marked by a large participation of kitchen enthusiasts eager to display their skills and know-how. Story by Ines Kilo.
The Castle of Comtesse, or Le Château de Comtesse, is a real piece of art located in Bijaya province, more precisely in the city of Awqas. This huge place has been chosen to host the first Algerian Culinary Festival under the slogan Journey Throughout Time. This event is intended to be a showcase reflecting the variety and immensity of the Algerian national cultural and gastronomic heritage. I have a certificate for the production of natural yeast. I prepare it, dry it, and store it before using it. Yesterday, I presented the sourdough bread. It is my first participation in a festival. I hope I can live up to the standards of our chiefs. I have a preference for pastry. I find my happiness in the sweet than in the salty. For 3 days, the competition will pit amateurs and professionals all united around a common passion for flavors, aromas, and preparation of different types of bread under the supervision of jury made up of local and foreign experts. Yesterday was a special bakery day. Today it's dedicated to traditional cakes and pastries. Tomorrow will be 100% traditional cuisine with a contemporary twist. They have prepared some traditional dishes and other with a modern touch. On the second day, the theme was pastry and prestige. The contest was upgraded by a host of Algerian artists to the great delight of the attendees.
And that was it for our today's news edition. Thank you for tuning in, and goodbye for now.